Okay, so as I already said, that today I'm going to discuss the board questions, and the board questions are given in the WhatsApp group. You can see the WhatsApp group and you can go through the questions of 2008 onwards. Now, let me just first clarify the map pointing for for this chapter. There are only two plottings. From this chapter, there are only two plottings. Number one is the state which is having the largest urban character, and the state which is the largest rural character. I think while discussing the topic, I already mentioned the name of the state. So the largest urban character state is Goa, and the largest rural character state is Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so these are there in your map pointing. And second feature that is there in your map pointing is that is state which is having the highest density of the population, and the state which is having the lowest density of the population. So can anybody tell me quickly the name of the state which is having the highest density and which is having the lowest density? Anyone from the class? Yes? Who is this? Arnav, we are talking about India. Latvia is there in Europe. I think you don't know which chapter I am proceeding. Which chapter I am proceeding? I am proceeding with chapter 1 of India. Simply sitting in front of the camera or in listening to the attending the class. You are not aware about it that which chapter I am proceeding. And you are saying Latvia. Latvia is in Europe. And that is not a state, that is a country. So you people don't have an idea of a state and a country studying in class 12. Anybody else can tell me the answer of this question? Anyone else can tell me the answer of this question? No one from the class. The state having the highest density and the lowest one? Correct. Bihar is having the highest density and Arunachal Pradesh is having the lowest density. So these are the two plottings which is there as per the density, and the one that is urbanized state and the rural state. So this much is only there for your map pointing from this chapter. Okay. Now I am proceeding with the discussion of the that is the board questions from 2008 onwards. Hopefully the questions are there in front of you as it has already been given in the WhatsApp. Just now I have given it in the WhatsApp. So just open the document and you can find out the WhatsApp group that the question is given over there. I am proceeding with the discussion. Yes. Your voice is not coming clear. You have to just locate it, or what did you say? No, no, no. You don't have to. You will be provided with the political map of India. Okay. For India, the political map will be given to you within the question paper only. It is given. You have to just take out the map from the question paper. There are many students. They just keep the map within the question paper. That means the entire map question becomes zero. So you have to tear it out, the map from the question paper, and there you have to do the plottings and you have to attach it with your answer script. I'm talking for the board patterns, okay, board questions. So there it will be given, the feature will be given. You have to just plot it according to the feature what is given in the question. Okay. No, there is nothing to be make the boundaries or you have to draw it. It is the political map that will be given to you. Okay, now the first question of 2008. Which age group of population indicates the largest working population? So, what is the age group? Correct, that is the adult age group, 15 to 59. Now, when National Youth Policy was launched by the Indian government in the year 2003 and write the main agenda of NYP. So what is the main agenda? Over or all-round development of the youth so that they can take their own responsibilities and decision power can develop. Okay, it is just a 1 mark, so you have to just write the all-round development of the adolescent age group so that they can take the responsibilities and they can develop their decision making power. Okay, that is for the main agenda of NYP. Now name the southern state which has the highest density of population. Give one reason. So anyone can answer the question, which is the southern state having the highest density of population? Kerala. So why it is so? We know Kerala is a 100% literate state. So why it is having high density? You have to give one reason. You just see the answer, a question. Give one reason. You cannot exceed that. Anything else? Anything else? When I said it is a high literate state, what does this indicate? People are? Yes. So when people are literate, that means they are much aware about their family size. But then too it is having high density of population. So that is what? You have to connect that reason. Why it is so? Because the place, that is the Kerala, is giving the better opportunities for earning livelihood. It is giving better opportunities for earning their livelihood. That is why it is having the highest density of the population. If people are literate, so obviously they are aware about to control the family size. They are aware about the resources that is present. But then too it is having a highest density. So what does this indicate? That the migration is high over here. Why? Because it is having the better development to earn their livelihood or better facilities to earn their livelihood. Someone's microphone is on. Just switch off your audio. Please switch off your audio whose microphone is on, because on my screen I am getting the question paper, so I cannot see whose audio is on. Now next, name two eastern states having the highest density. Give one reason for that. Two eastern state. Quickly. Answer should be very much prompt. These are very simple questions. Two eastern states having the highest density. Yes? Correct. Very good. West Bengal and Bihar. And one reason? Here you cannot, everywhere you cannot connect the same factor. Bihar is the lowest in terms of literacy rate. But West Bengal is not in that case. So you have to give one reason for both the state. No, sorry. West Bengal and Bihar is not very much rich in mineral resources. Sorry. It is related to the agricultural plots. It is a extension part of the northern plain. So there the easygoing livelihood is from the cultivation. So that is why the density of population is high due to easy availability of the livelihood from agricultural activities. That is why the population is dense over there. Next, name the three northern states having low density of population. Quickly, northern states. Jammu and Kashmir? Yes. Then, and Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh or Sikkim. Okay. Any three you can write. What is common in all these states? What is common in all these states? Uneven rugged terrain. Uneven rugged terrain. That is why the population is less dense over here. The livelihood is not easy going because of uneven rugged terrain. Okay, so such type of questions can come. It was there in 2008. So such type of questions, and you can see a 1 mark question, a 2 mark question, and a 3 mark question. So altogether it was a 5 mark question. It was a one question, but I have split it up in this order. So as geography separately does not have any 2 mark question, it can be there within a that is a one breakup of one question. Now next, which religious community occupies the second place in total population of India? That is, and name a state and union territory where the people of this community are in majority. Name a yes, and union territory, Lakshadweep. Okay, Lakshadweep. Where the you will find out the answer in your NCRT also. Now, next it is name the smallest religious community in India. Mention three major states. So the smallest religious community is Jain, is the Jains. Okay, is the Jains, and you will get the majority states of it where the Jains are much more in number. Now next, which are the three groups of Indian population according to their economic status? So the three groups of Indian population according to their economic status are number one, main worker, number two, marginal worker, and number three, non-worker. These are the three population group according to the economic status. And what are its characteristics? The main workers work for more than 183 days, marginal less than 183 days, and non-workers, their dates, that is the days are not been fixed for working. Either they can work for a week, or they can work for 10 days, or so it is not fixed. So, and they are not that is having a fixed salary or something. They are basically the daily wages. Okay, so that is why they are not having a fixed duration of their working period. So that is the non-workers. So you have to write the characteristics of the three groups that is mentioned over here. Now next, which are the two components of population growth in India? Describe the main features of each component. So the two components of the population growth in India, can anybody answer? Migration is not there. Oh, you said in migration, and low death rate is not there. Yeah, actually, normally the student used to make a mistake. Birth rate, death rate, migration, both are there. Okay, so you have to write the answer in such a way where all the three will be included. So the two components of the yes, correct, natural component and induced component. Okay, so your answer will be in that order. Which are the two components of the population growth in India? One is natural component. Under the natural component, high birth rate, low death rate. Under the induced, high in migration, and that is out migration is comparatively less. So that is why we are having high population growth in India. In this way, your answer will be present. Now, what is density of population? Hopefully, you know the definition of it. It is the number of people residing in a unit of area. Explain with example the physical and the economic factors which affect the population distribution in India. All the physical factors, availability of favorable climate, level land, fertile soil, water supply, all these comes under the physical factors, and the economic factors is the availability of the mineral resources, industrial development. Then comes the what is there? It is the religious or the educational sites, the government policies. all the factors that we discussed will come under this category. But just make sure that you have to write in such a manner, because question is given for physical and economic factor, and the mark distribution is 4. So 2 points for the physical factors, 2 points for the economic factors, where you can club the points by giving examples. Northern Plain will be very much suitable for giving the examples for the physical factors, and Chota Nagpur Plateau will be very much suitable for giving for the examples of the economic factors. So in this way, and here you can represent your answer by supporting your answer by drawing the outline map, as I said, for the stencil, and you can say that how the population is being attracted due to physical factors in the northern plains, and how the population is getting attracted near the Chota Nagpur Plateau due to its economic factors. So that will be your entirely complete answer. Writing less and representing with the map will be the best way of representing the answer. Okay, now next, 2010. What is the growth rate of population? It is a ratio between the actual population and the previous population. That is the total population. And population, sorry, sorry. Why is the, I missed out the, I miss, means by mistake I gave the wrong answer. Actually, the question is, why is the growth rate of population in phase 4 slowing down in India? Give reason. So what are the reasons? Yes, population policy, very good. What else? What else? No, when you said national population policy, it is only related to the adolescent age group. Uh, Slowing down scarcity of the resources. Why not you are saying that advancement of medical facilities? Yes, correct. The proper distributional activities have been developed. That means a proper distribution due to the transportational development. Is it clear? And even the birth rate is lowering down, but with a not parity with the that is the death rate. So, but there is a decrease. Why? Because the family planning programs have been introduced by the government. So that is why the population growth is declining, has started declining in phase 4. Now next, explain with example the regional variations of the population. Explain with example the regional variations of the population growth in India. I think this entire answer I have already given it in a region wise, high, low and moderate one. So there is nothing to be discussed under this part. The distribution of rural population is not uniform throughout India. Support this statement with 3 suitable examples. The division of the rural population has also been given to you, which are the areas where the rural population is high, which are the areas where the rural population is low. Now the 3 categories are given to you. So why the rural population is high in some of the areas? What will be the answer? Because of lack of literacy level will be the major point. Why the rural population is less or low in some of the areas? Because of awareness due to the literacy development. And why they are having a moderate one in between? Because there is a mixture, or these are the areas where the urbanized people are also having a impact of it, or the urban people are also having an impact of it, because of the presence of the resources or due to the infrastructural development. So the moderate areas are also there, where the rural population is moderate, means where urban character is also dominating in that way. That is why it is moderate. So for every group, you have to write the name of the states where the rural population is high or low or moderate, and within a statement you have to support the reason why it is so. Then it is a correct and appropriate answer. For high, it will be the agriculture. Now, for why only the agriculture? Because first of all, their rural population is not, why it is having that is high in some of the areas, specifically if we say Bihar, where the rural character, or if we say Himachal Pradesh, where the rural character is maximum. Because first of all, their literacy level is low. Himachal Pradesh is not rich in agricultural activity. Okay, don't write the agriculture. Himachal Pradesh is the state which is having the highest rural population, but it is not dominating in agricultural activity. Why? Because over there is lack of development due to low level of literacy. So don't just make it prominent by giving any one activity, agriculture. Every state does not predominate in that activity. Got it? 2011. Explain with example the occupational structure of India's population. So, first of all, you will write that the entire India's population is occupational structure of India is divided into three: primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. And under the primary sector, you will elaborate that what are the activities it is coming. Under the secondary, you will say write that what are the activities it comes under the secondary. That is the manufacturing part. And then comes the tertiary sector. Then the entire population based upon this occupational structure is divided into four categories: cultivators, agricultural laborers, which comes under the primary sector. Then household industrial workers, which comes under the secondary sector. And lastly, the other workers, which comes under the tertiary sector. But you have to just support it that in which state the agricultural workers and cultivators are dominating, in which state the industrial workers are dominating, and where the other workers are more in number. You have to support all the states. Percentage you can omit, but you have to write down the name of the states. Okay, then only it will be a 5-mark question. Means your answer will be up to the mark related to the mark distribution. Now next, explain with example any 5 factors that affect the population distribution. Again, it is a repetition of the previous year question. Or again, you can see it is a repetition of question number 2 of the part of 2009. What was the second question of 2009? Just a minute, let me check it out. Uh, Let me just check out the thing. 2009, the second, yes, physical and economic factors. So it is again a repetition of that same question. Now 2012, there were no 3 or 5 mark question was there. It was only related to the map pointing. And at that time, as the syllabus was different, so I have not written the question because the syllabus of the map pointing is different for you people. Now, which state of India has the lowest female literacy rate? Okay. Actually, this question can be there from this chapter also, or the next chapters which are coming. That is sex composition chapter. From there also this question can be there. So I have given this question from this chapter also because it is not mentioned. So Bihar is the state where the lowest female literacy is there. Now mention any 2 causes of the negative growth of population in India during 1911 and 1921. I think I have already mentioned the reason that why the population growth was less. One was World War and another was consecutive droughts, then the epidemics and influenza, which was continuously creating the impact of the population. That means keeping the growth rate of the population low or negative. Who are marginal workers in India? Those who work for less than 183 days. Describe any 3 characteristics of the demographic transition theory of India. Now, when it has been mentioned for India, that means you have to write or you have to elaborate all the 4 stages of demographics transition: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4, with 3 characteristics for each and every phases. Okay, a 5-mark question. Explain the main aspects of National Youth Policy of the Government of India launched in 2008. Yesterday only I sent this answer through the WhatsApp group. Just consult the that is the note that I have already sent in a format of a answer only. The decades 1951-1981 are referred to as a period of population explosion in India. Explain the statement giving any three reasons. Now, why it is referred to as a population explosion in India? Number one, anybody can answer this question. Yes, including this question answer. Now there are three sets of question paper. Okay. So you don't know that which set you will get and what will be the question. So there is a no repetition of the question. The three sets may carry three different types of question. So that is why so many questions are there for some of the years. Sometimes the questions are varying, sometimes the question remains the same for some of the chapters. So the year which is having more number of question means the three sets were having three different sets of the questions. So that is why the questions are different. So in some it is 5 mark, in some it is 3 marks. So it depends upon the set of the questions. Okay, so can anybody tell me the reason that why it is considered as a period of population explosion? Yes. Okay. Yes. 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 Yes, correct. After the independence, the high in migration has also increased the population during this period. So, as if it is given for the 3 marks, that is 3 points are there. So, if you want to write all the, if you just want to support all the points to your answer, then don't write and more than 3 points. Just club some of the points in one of the point. Okay, then it will be a correct answer and it will be according to the marks also. Now, what is population doubling time? Now, the population doubling time means with the present annual growth rate, how much time does it takes to double the population of that is the present census year. According to that present census year, the annual population growth rate that is there, how much time it will take to double the population within that rate of growth of population. So that time is considered as a population doubling time. And for India, as per seeing the annual growth rate of 1.6, I think so, or 1.4%, it will take that is 36 years to double the population. That is 1210 million, which is the population of the as per 2011 census. It will just take 36 years if the growth rate does not reduces. And again, it is the consecutive question is there to explain the phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, the same thing. So by seeing the trend of the question, you can find out which topic is important for this from this chapter. Next, define the term growth of population and describe the phase 3 of population. The same thing is going and on and on. What is density of population and describe the spatial variation of population density in India. So you have to just write the definition and the spatial variation of population density I have given in a three categories, then high density, moderate density, low density. When you are writing, you have to just support why these are the areas of high density, why these are the areas of low density. To support your answer, you have to, means when you are writing the name of the state, why these states are having high density or low density, you have to support the reason for that also. What is the main thrust of the National Youth Policy 2003 of Government of India? Already I have discussed. How is agriculture density of population different from physiological density of population? In one, it is only related to the total population and the that is the those who are working, that is net cultivable area, and another one is there the total population and the agricultural population. So you will just, it is a 1 mark question, you can write it in a tabular form also, And I think it will be a best way of representing the answer. If it is 1 mark, then too you can proceed your answer in a tabular form. The proportion of workers in the agricultural sector in India has shown a declining trend over the last few decades. What does this trend indicate? Anybody from the class? Just a very precise answer. What does this indicate? Why? Correct. Due to the increase of literacy, the technological advancement has created a shift from the primary sector to the secondary and the tertiary sector. Okay, that will be the answer. So, what does this trend indicate? The trend indicates the level of development or the acceleration of the rate of development. Now, 2017, there was no question, neither there was a map pointing from this chapter. 2018, the decadal and annual growth rate of population in India are both very high and steadily increasing over time. Substantiate this statement. That means you just explain the statement that the decadal and the annual growth rate of population in India are both very high and steadily increasing over time. Can anybody just tell me what will be the presentation? Answer has already been discussed many a times, but the language of the question is bit different over here. So what will be the correct answer to write for this question? Sorry, totally a wrong answer. If you are writing rural and urban, they are not mentioning about the that is any specific character. They have not mentioned any specific character over here. Here comes how you are getting the question. Anyone else from the class? Anyone else from the class? How over time the population growth are both high and steadily increasing over time? How you will substantiate this statement? The four phases of the demography. Here you will not specifically write phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Here you will just mention that from year to 1901, what was the status of the population growth, which was comparatively a static one. Then gradually it increased in the upcoming years. Then it swelled out in the that is the phase number 3, and now it is again decreasing. The growth has decreased, but that is the rate has decreased, but due to that third that is the period of population explosion, that has created a main problem. Though the annual growth rate has declined, but then too the population growth is not declining, it is gradually increasing. Why? Because 1.6% is the annual growth rate. And what is the total population? So 1210. So every year 1.4% of 1210 million means how much population will be added up? That is actually that problem has been already developed due to this third phase of the population explosion period, that is the demographic transition period. So that is why your answer will not explain phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. You will just start from the year from where actually we are having that how it is increasing day by day. Though the last span the annual growth has declined, but the population is still increasing due to the third category, or due to that the period between 1951 to 1981. Here comes how you present your answer. The answer is there in your mind. The main thing is the presentation of the answer, the language of the answer. Okay, hopefully it is clear to all the students. Okay, Yes. Why phase 3? India. No. So why you are not keeping it as a that is a introduction part? Why every question should have an introduction, every question should have a means answer should have a conclusion. So why you cannot keep that as a introduction part? Very high and steadily increasing over time, but you can take a reference that earlier it was static and it was a steady growth. Okay, but gradually with the expansion of the development which started from the second phase itself, the medical advancement has started from the second phase itself. It's not from the third phase. It started from the second phase. So gradually the population started increasing from the second phase itself. So you have to connect from the second phase. So you should keep both the phases as your introduction part, and then comes the main part, the main body from the third phase and the fourth phase. Okay, now next, apart from birth and death, migration is another by which the population size changes. Justify the statement. So, how migration changes the population size? When it is in migration, obviously it increases the size of the population. When it is out migration, it changes the population size, means it declines the population size. When it is internal migration, it is just the redistribution of the population within the same territory of a country. And when it is an international migration, then it just changes the entire structure of the population. So in this way, the 3 points will be explained. First, increasing, decreasing, and then comes the category of the migration. Now, yes, your voice is glitching. Yes, you have to. You now only increasing and decreasing. Why it is increasing, why it is decreasing, you can give the reason behind it. That may be for in search of livelihood or for job opportunities, or in that is people are moving inside, or why they are moving out. It also can be the decreasing. Now this actually a question comes from two chapters. It can be there from chapter 1, and there is another chapter after this, that is the second chapter, which is related to the migration. So that is also where everything is much more in a detailed manner. So you can take the help from. It has not been specified that this question belongs to chapter 1, this question belongs to chapter 2. It is a unit. It is a population unit which is coming under this category if you see the syllabus of the board that has been prepared. So this comes under that unit where all the aspects related to the population is coming. So when I'm proceeding with the next chapter, you will get the factors that influences the migration. One is pull factor and another one is the push factors. Hopefully you people have already studied in class 9. Maybe I don't know. Yes. Oh, in the world part. Yes, very sorry. In the world part only it is there. I only missed out. So you can take it from that aspect also. Okay. Now next, India is a land of linguistic diversity. Support this statement. So how you will write your answer? You can make the entire table just leaving the, what did I said, the middle part. The first column is the name of the language, second column is the subgroups, and the third column is the speech areas. If you write all these in this tabular form, your answer is fully completely done. You are saying you are specifying the all the areas where the language, which type of language has been spoken, and which are the that is the main type of the language. So your answer will be completely done in this tabular form. Explain any three characteristics each of rural and urban composition of population in India. Rural composition of population, they are basically engaged in agricultural activity. They are lacking in level of literacy. The development is lower because of low level of literacy, and just the opposite of the urban population. And then you can, just for supporting, as it is mentioned in India, you can support the name of the states where the rural characters are more, where the urban characters are more. I'm not getting your words. Yes, why it is so, that also you have to support, because the male members are migrating for earning their livelihood for the to the cities or the urban areas. So it can be a commuter migration, it can be a temporary migration, it can be a permanent migration. So you, that depends on your presentation. Now, Sahil, your habit is to write more. If you are writing, it means exaggerating your answer too lengthy, the examiners will not read such a lengthy answers. Just if you want to write your points, make it a habit to write precise answers and the main points to be highlighted by drawing a line below the important words. Okay, please don't exaggerate your answer. Don't write in a paragraph manner. Make your answer very much catchy and presentable to the examiner. Then only it will be easy. You have written everything in your answer, but examiner does not check your, will not check your copy only. There are maybe a bundle of 200 copies for examiner to do within a span of 5 years, 5 hours, span of 5 hours. So it will become very problematic for the examiners to go through a paragraph answer. Hopefully, I have explained myself to you. Next, it is 2000. Okay, this is the last question, I think so. 2020, no exam, so no questions. So, from what is the second portion, dear? Why it is not moving down? Can you just tell me? I'm not getting over here. Can you just tell me what is the question left out? Where the question moved? Just read the question. Actually, I am not having. Yes, yes, 3 mark question. Oh, it is there. Sorry. It is there. Technological advancement helped in the reduction of birth rate, but population growth remained high. Justify the statement. Now, in this, the 3 marks. First of all, with due to the advancement of the technology, first of all, the medical facilities developed, and as a result, the birth rate reduced. And when the birth rate has reduced, but with the that is the death rate reduced much more faster than that of the birth rate. So the gap between the birth rate and death rate is not a same, it is too very high. The deduction is too, the gap between the two, reduction is very vast. So that is why population growth remained high. Number one. Number two, due to the technological advancement, the development is there, the infrastructural development is there, but specifically infrastructural development is there for the developed areas, means the that is what we will say, the urbanized areas or the that is cities or the towns, but the remote areas are still lagging behind in terms of development. So what is it over there, that has, due to this advancement, there is a disparity between the development. That is why, though the birth rate has declined in the major cities, but in the rural areas the birth rate is still high. So that is why the population growth remained high. And lastly, the distribution activities, it is related to, again related to the technological advancement. Due to the technological advancement, all the advancement of the transportational activities have been developed, but then to again the remote areas are left out. With the development of the transportational network, you can support the example by giving the examples of the Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, where the these are the areas which are lagging in terms of development, and as a result over there maybe the birth rate is high. But if we see Goa, which is a smaller state and it is entirely urbanized in character. Over there, the advancement is also very high. As a result, we can connect it that there the population growth is comparatively lower than that of Himachal Pradesh. So first is the medical facilities. Second is the advancement of the transportational network, and third is the it is a connected one, that is proper distributive activities, which is not moving to those remote areas as there is lack of infrastructural development. You can connect the word of infrastructural development also. So that is why there is a disparity between the growth of the population growth of the urban areas and the population growth of the rural areas. So thus wise there is, though the population growth birth rate has declined, but then too the population growth remained high due to such disparities, as India is basically rural in character. In this way you can present your answer. Any other question is left out? Any other question is left out? I don't think so, because 2020 there is no question. So in your part, means in your term, the most important, by seeing the trend, that what I said to the batch of 2020, that the important topics that is there for your part is, by seeing the that is the trend of the questions, they have already touched the part of demographic transition. Okay, in various ways they have touched the part of demographic transition. There can be a direct question of the demographic transition, maybe possibility can be there, or else there can be the topic that is distribution and the that is density of the population factors. That is the topic which was there for year 2014-15, in that period. And one topic is totally left out for a long question, that is religious diversity, can be there for this term, which was not touched till this period. Okay, so it can be there. So what are the types of the religion present in our country, which are the states predominating in that religion, and basically what else we can say, the percentage that Hinduism is having how much percent, Muslim is having how much percent, Sikhs are having, Christians are having, in this order you can prepare your answer. Just prepare it for your 5 marks. It's entirely facts and the data based, no explanation. Or if you can support any sort of reason, like why can. Yes, yes, you can use the stencil to support the answer. That's what I prefer. That if you are writing to the point answer and supporting your answer by drawing the map, means using your stencil, then it will be exactly a 5 to 5 mark question. Means out of 5, there will be no chance to deduct the marks. If your facts are correct, if you're writing irrelevant facts and you're filling up your page by drawing the map, then obviously if one answer is wrong in this way, the first answer, then impression will go down. So just be very much accurate with your facts and be very much accurate with your plotting. Don't just fill up your copy by drawing the map. This is the tendency of the students to show that how many pages I'm taking, how much thicker I have made my copy. That irritates the examiner. Clear to everybody? So I think the time is already up. It's no 5 minutes still there, but you are having one more class. So any more doubts from your side, or else I will just close my class. Sahil, your audio is on. You want to say something? See, such a short memory. Have all those almonds. Okay, every day, first in the morning hours only have 3 to 4 almonds, so that it will increase your memory power. Anybody? Okay, if you are not getting the question now, you can write it in the WhatsApp. Every throughout the day, the WhatsApp is open, and I will there to answer the question. So thank you for joining my class. And one more thing, please request to all the students, don't keep these questions in the WhatsApp group only. Just put it down in your copy. It will help you. From my side, it's a earnest request to all the students. Don't keep the questions only in the WhatsApp group and you are thinking that you will get a together with or Aryan solutions or whatever it is. It will be there at the month of January or December. By the time will go on and your preparations will be left out. So please don't wait for all those that is exam idea or all those things. Prepare your own answer at the time of exam. I think it will be much more better to write your own language rather getting the answers from the reference book. You can take the help, but don't copy the entire word to word from the reference book. If you are writing your own answer, you can write very nicely at the time of exam, and the examiners prefers that only. Okay, so I have just explained all the ways, all the things to you for the first chapter. Next class, I'll start with the second chapter, that is the migration chapter. If you are having any doubt, you can write it in the WhatsApp group. Thank you for joining my class. Stay safe. Yes, yes, yes. Tentatively, third week of September. Not sure. Tentatively, it's not sure. Even the mode of examination is also not sure. Even the total number of the marks is also not sure. Whether it will be 70 or whether it will be 35, that is half will be double up. What will be the pattern of the question? Nothing is known to us. Okay, we are not having any information. So, whenever I'm getting any information, then and then only I will share with the students. No, that has not yet been instructed. That has not yet been instructed. Now you are having just 7 chapters. Okay, you are having 7 chapters all total. Just think of class 8 student. In history only they are having 7 chapters, 4 chapters of geography and 3 chapters of civics. And if for them the marks is 40. So will it be a fair decision? So just don't think of the deduction of the syllabus at least for class 12. Don't think of it.